Heyo, welcome back everyone to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Hope you have a great day and enjoy. Firstly, I want to say sorry that I was not able to get this video out sooner. I have been very busy, unfortunately, and because of that I wasn't able to get the time to get a perfect run. So my run has a few mistakes, but it's good enough to get top 100. I also want to say that there is no one optimal way of doing these dungeon ranking events. You need to just plan your run based on what team build you have and based on the trance abilities that you get after every boss, and plan out how you will be able to do it optimally. For me, I ended up caving in and using my blue crystals to pull for Sephiroth's wind physical weapon. So I'll be using Sephiroth with his physical wind build for this run, and of course this run is specific to me and my build, and you need to plan your own run according to what characters and build you have, but hopefully this can still be useful to see how I did it. Let's jump into it. The team build that I used was Cloud, Sephiroth, and Aerith. Cloud had lightning covered for me, and Sephiroth had wind covered. So Cloud with Murasame, my secondary weapon's only level 50 for the boost physical attack. He has a wind materia. The blizzard materia is mainly a stat stick, but also helps me get my summons in very hard. I'll talk about that when I get there. And then every character needs a circle sigil break, specifically for the very hard mode. Cloud has Ramu and his sub-equipment. So this build gives me 4200 HP, 1700 physical attack, and for our abilities, boost physical attack level 7 and boost lightning potency level 3. That's it for Cloud. Sephiroth is my wind DPS. For him, I have 4800 HP, 2300 physical attack, his circle sigil break, a thunder materia because his weapon does wind. My secondary weapon is only level 70 for boost physical attack. This materia is just a stat stick for HP and physical attack. He's got Shiva and his sub-weapons. That gives him boost physical attack level 7, boost wind potency level 3, boost limit break potency level 2, a little bit of ice potency, a little bit of attack. And that is Sephiroth. And then Aerith is my healer, but because you don't need to heal too much, I've got 1258 heal, and I've gone into magic attack 2200. The idea is to be able to DPS as fast as possible and use items to heal. So she has arrow and thunder, and then of course the circle sigil break. She's got effort and her sub-weapons. That gives her boost magic attack, level 7, boost magic ability potency, level 3, and boost heal, level 3. And that is my team at 146,000 power. So let's quickly go through the normal mode. These are the enemies you will face. You don't really need to worry about bringing sigils, because you should kill them before that. The most important thing is Behemoth first for the physical attack or magic attack trance ability. So again, on normal, the enemies probably won't reach their sigil phase, so just bring the elements you need for each boss and stat sticks. Let me show you the map quickly. You start at the top, then the first enemy in the middle is the Behemoth. On the left is the Zoo and the T-Moths on the bottom right, and the boss at the very bottom. So my route is to go to the right. I face the random battle over here to get my attack stance up, and then I face the Behemoth first because he gives the only offensive trance ability. Physical attack up for me, maybe magic for you. That is the main thing for normal mode, is to just get that Behemoth first so that you can get the physical or magic attack up, so you can get through the other bosses even quicker. Now I'm going to show you a super quick speedrun of my normal mode. Run over to the ads, take them down to get as much attack stance as possible. Burst the Behemoth and take that physical attack. Then I'll burst the T-Moths. The rest of the trance abilities are all defensive, so it shouldn't matter what you take. I burst the Zoo, and I face these mobs to get a bit of ATB for Sephiroth, so you can cast Gale Strike for the boss. Moving on to hard mode. These are the enemies that you will face. For my run, the Sweeper, magic attacks being effective is important. It also gives physical attack. The Icy Raven gives only defensive, so I'll leave it for last. The Scorpion Sentinel gives wind potency, so I go to the Scorpion second so that I have wind potency for the two birds. If you struggle with the Scorpion, the Fiery Condor gives lightning potency up, so you could go to the Condor first to get lightning potency for the Sentinel. And then the boss is the Spooky Balloon, which does not do offensive abilities. It does the threat assessment and heals itself, so try to burst it before it heals itself. As for the map, you start here. The first enemy in the middle is the RC Raven. The enemy on the right is the Sweeper, which gives physical attack. On the left is the boss. Bottom right is the Scorpion, which gives you wind potency. Bottom left is the Condor, which gives you lightning potency. So for my run, I go for the Sweeper first. So there's a random battle here. I use Aerith in manual mode to charge up her ATB, because the Sweeper is specifically weak to magic attacks, and she is my only magic attacker. Then there is another random battle down here, which I use Cloud in manual mode to get max ATB, because I take on the Scorpion for the wind potency. You can also take on the Condor if you need lightning potency for the Scorpion. So I take on the Scorpion first with max ATB on Cloud, and then I take on the Condor and the RC Raven and finish with the boss. Let's take a quick look. Charging ATB for Aerith. Then I use Aerith for the Sweeper, spam Thundara, and it's dead. Take the physical attack, because the others are defensive. Then in these mobs, I control Sephiroth, Cloud, and get his ATB maxed out. So that for the Scorpion, I can spam Thunderstrikes, and then switch to my other characters and spam Thunder. For the trance ability, I'll take wind potency 20%, because the physical defense down doesn't really matter, as the bosses won't really be hitting me. Then I'll do the Condor, hitting it with wind as fast as possible, and I'll take the lightning potency up. Not that it really matters, but it will help a bit in the boss fight. Use wind to burst the Raven. All of these are defensive, so it doesn't matter. Wrap back around to the boss and spam wind and or thunder. And once all three limit breaks are up, use those for an easy finish. And then that is that, and we move on to the very hard. My run is far from perfect on very hard. I could definitely improve on it, but I haven't had much time recently. So here you'll be facing the Mole Crawler, which gives wind potency or score boost. The Scorpion Sentinel, which gives wind and lightning potency or score boost. The Airbuster, which gives defensive stats or score boost as well. Then the Zoo, which gives again defensive stats or score boost. and then you have the choice between the two bosses, the Dark Army Leader and Inferno Lantern. They will be more or less similar to the events. So the Inferno Lantern, I don't recommend facing it because it has that fortification and you have to kill all the mobs to drop the fortification, and that's gonna reduce your battle time by quite a lot. So if you are strong enough, I recommend going with the Dark Army Leader because you can burst him a lot quicker. My general plan in this run is to deal with the two enemies who are weak to lightning first, the Mole Crawler and Scorpion Sentinel. That way I can take the boost wind potency from the Mole Crawler because I will only have to deal with the Sentinel for thunder, and the wind potency is good against all the other bosses. For the map, this time we start on the bottom. There is a random battle over here that I use to charge my summons. The bottom left enemy is the Zoo or Icy Raven. The bottom right is the Airbuster. The Mole Crawler is middle left, and the Scorpion Sentinel is middle right, with the bosses at the top. So the route I take for my run is to use the first random battle to charge my summon gauge as quickly as possible. Then I go and take on the Mole Crawler, and I take the wind potency boost, even though that makes me weaker against the Scorpion. It makes me stronger against every other boss. So after that I actually go north and fight the random battle here to charge up my summons as much as possible, so that I go to the Scorpion next and I can burst him with my summons before he gets his laser. Then I do the Airbuster, the Zoo, and after that I go and take on the big boss. So let's get into it. Remember that Blizzard Blow I mentioned earlier? This is where it comes in handy. It is a stat stick, but these enemies are resistant to Blizzard. So I go full defensive mode, spam Ruin with Sephiroth and Aerith, and I spam Blizzard Blow with Cloud to drag this battle out as long as possible and charge my summon gauge as much as possible. I'm just switching between them, spamming Ruin and Blizzard, staying full defensive to make it last as long as possible. Then I head into the Mole Crawler as the first boss. If you're following a similar plan as me, don't forget to switch to attack stance. I give Cloud a Thunder Cocktail, and I only focus the boss because my summon gauge is close. I use Night Bloom on Aerith to reduce his magic defense for my summons, and as soon as they are up, I spam all of them, and then I just switch between my characters and spam Thunder until the boss is down. That gives me 64,000, and I take the wind potency boost, as I mentioned, the highest one. And now, because I'm quite damaged and I need more charge for the Scorpion, I go up to the random mobs and I use them to heal and get a little bit more summon charge. Then my plan with the Scorpion is to burst it down before it can even laser. This might be quite tough unless you have a pretty strong setup. So I give Thunder Cocktails to everyone and Ethers to those characters whose ATB is low. I focus only the boss and spam Thunder as fast as possible. And just before his laser goes off, I use Diamond Dust and Judgment Bolt. That gives me 68,000. Here I take the score boost at the cost of physical and magic attack. So I'm a bit weaker and play the rest of the dungeon a bit slower, not going for any more burst rushes. I give Sephiroth an arrow cocktail because he's my wind DPS. For this fight, I actually take out the ads first, switch to defensive mode for EM field, heal up a bit, then break the sigils. If I had more ATB on Sephiroth, I would have broken the stream phase a lot quicker and would have only had to deal with 30% tank buster. But I was a bit slow this time, so with the 40% I make sure I'm topped up, defensive mode, and Aerith just survives. I heal up and then just spam wind, ignoring this stream phase until he's dead. That gives me 62,000. Again, I pick the score boost here. Even though it lowers my magic defense a lot, I make up for that with wisdom jellies. I also use a tent and another arrow cocktail for Sephiroth here. And I'm planning on using the Mega Elixir. So here I Night Bloom, which is a mistake because he's resistant to it. But instantly use all my summons, get rid of the ads, and then burst the boss with wind. I probably could have bursted him before Great Gale, but I was a bit slow. Defend and finish him off with wind. 64,000. Again, I choose the score boost. So I have a total of 40% score boost. The only score boost I didn't take was the Mole Crawler because I needed the wind potency. So here I just pop a Mega Elixir, I give everyone wisdom jellies and arrow cocktails. The plan here is to wait for the ads to be summoned, then use all of my summons, kill the ads as fast as possible before the Glacial Breath, then defend, break the stream phase, and spam wind until he's dead. So focusing the ads, killing them before the breath attacks, defending for the actual breath, and then spamming wind as fast as possible. Ignore the second ads, break the stream phase with Circle Sigil, burst with wind, and use your summons when they come back up. That is at least how I did it. And that is my run that got me top 100. I could definitely improve on this run even more, but it's good enough for now. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.